Have you ever wondered if the love you see in movies actually exists in real life? I didn't until I found it. And now I'm opening Soul to Solstice, a back to the heart journey into soul partnership. From the Lunar New Year on February 17th through the summer solstice, we will work together to return to the heart, to deepen self trust and embody the kind of love that starts within and ripples outward. If you would like to be added to the waitlist and receive details about an upcoming information session, send me a DM or email me directly. This is an invitation, and if your heart feels the yes, trust it.
Back to the heart.
What if the life you've been searching for starts the moment you return to your heart? Welcome to Back to the Heart, the podcast for people who are ready to release old stories, embody their truth, and create a life that feels aligned, safe, and real. I'm your host, Amanda Roa, Identity Expansion and Embodiment Coach. And here we talk about healing through storytelling, nervous system regulation, self-trust, and tools that help you come home to yourself. You'll hear powerful conversations with guests sharing the breakthroughs that changed their lives, and you'll also get solo episodes with insights, language shifts, and real life practices to help you reconnect with who you are and call in the kind of love you once believed only existed in fairy tales. Let's get into today's episode. What if the question isn't what should I do, but how does my body already know? Today on Back to the Heart, I'm sitting down with Cherry, one of my beautiful goddess friends that I connected with this past year to explore human design through the lens of self-trust, intuition, and real-life decision-making. Cherry truly embodies this work. She is such an inspiration. She is a walking permission slip for authenticity and the co-host of the Going Goddess podcast, where she helps others feel safe to show up as themselves. Together, we talk about human design as a practical way to understand how your energy works, how you're designed to make decisions, and how to work with yourself instead of against yourself. We also share how it can complement the work that you are already doing, not replace it. So if you value self-awareness and want practical insight into how you are designed to move through life, this episode offers another supportive lens to explore. Now let's get back to the heart. Cherry, share how you found out about human design, what it is, why you got interested in it.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I love thinking back to like the beginning of when I found out about human design because it was just so exciting and it made so much sense. So one of my coaches was posting about her human design a lot on her Facebook or Instagram. And at first I thought from what she was posting that as a manifesting generator, I was like, oh, that's me. That's totally me. And so I messaged her. I was like, this is so cool. She's like, oh, did you do the test? I was like, oh, I didn't know that it was a platform. So human design is based off of when and where you were born, including the time, like down to the minute, and where the sun, moon, stars, and planets were at that time, as well as where they were 3 months before you were born. And so it encompasses, that's obviously something that's been studied for thousands of years. It encompasses Eastern and Western astrology, the I Ching, the chakra system, quantum physics, and epigenetics. So there's like some science in there, and then some of the, as some people would say, woo-woo. But I think the veil's being lifted there, and we're seeing that it might all just be science. And there are 5 different energy types. And when I first learned about human design, I really just learned about what my energy type was, because like with all of these modalities, there's so much to learn. It can be overwhelming at first. So for everyone that I share with about human design, I just want to say it is okay to chew on one piece of it for as long as you need, because this is your energetic blueprint in life, is how I like to view human design, a map of your energetic blueprint. And so your energy and your soul will know when it's time to take in a little bit more information and to let that integrate. Um, so I guess, yeah, about human design, there are 5 different energy types. And by energy types, I literally mean your energy in the world, like how much energy and capacity you have to accomplish tasks or to connect with people, whether or not you're resting enough. And each of these 5 types has their own unique way of moving. So we have generators, manifesting generators, manifestors, projectors, and reflectors. And our generators and manifesting generators have something called sacral energy. Their sacral center is filled in the chart, and they have consistent access to this life force energy, if you will. So we like to call them our energizer bunnies, time benders, and they're able to like work on tasks that light them up for a much longer, like extended period of time without burning out. In fact, they can like create more energy and energize the collective and the space. I love being around generators and manifesting generators that are like on mission and vision, because it totally just gives me a boost of energy in life. I'm a projector, and so we have projectors, manifestors, and reflectors. These 3 energy types don't have consistent access to that same life force energy, which doesn't mean that we don't have energy at all. It just means that we have to finesse it a little bit more and be really intentional about resting, to recover energy, about releasing energy that we might bring into from the collective, because we have more open centers in our body to be influenced by that energy. And then because there is like a finite source or a finite amount of that energy, what we spend that energy on is so important. And the way we know what to spend our energy on is by following our strategy. So in human design, you have your energy type, and then each energy type has a strategy for life. They each have this strategy for life of like how to interact with others and how to move, what to spend their energy on. And then the way that they follow their strategy is by following their authority. And authority is how we best make decisions in the world. And there are a few different types of authority. Some have splenic authority, where you just have this immediate, like, intuition, gut. Well, the gut is kind of more of a sacral, but it's this immediate knowing, yes or no. And it comes in as one answer. And so for those that have splenic authority, that's why it's so important to remain clear and like totally connected with self, so that you can hear when that answer comes in, because it only happens once. And so that's splenic authority. It's very cool. I have some friends that have that authority, and they're able to just be like, yep, or no. And like, they don't, they typically aren't giving me reasons why. It's just like, they are so connected. That's what it is. There are, a lot of generators will have sacral authority. Potentially all generators. I forget. One of them has one of them all have the same one, but sacral authority, and that's where your sacral center is filled in, and that's consistent access to like your gut, or your, I guess that would be your intuition. So like it's a uh-huh or a kind of like a verbal sound that you might get about something. And I have a lot of friends that do have this sacral authority, and they're like, yeah, like my gut knows, but then I talk out my decision with people, and then I end up changing my decision, and then it ends up I should have just gone with my gut. And I'm like, yes, here's your permission slip to not talk about it with anyone, like, or at least not for like permission. Then we have self-projected authority, where you have to talk out whatever decision you're trying to make and hear yourself say it. That's what I have. So so grateful for my friends and my husband, and this is why I have a talk therapist, because it's not even about me getting their input on it. It's about me hearing myself say it. So sometimes I will just like say a voice note and hear it back. And then that will give me the clarity. Some have emotional authority, where you have to go through an emotional wave and come to emotional neutrality before you make your decision. And then there are some, our reflectors have moon cycle authority. So they wait 28 days before they make a big decision. Yeah. And my husband's a reflector, and it is just true. It's just true. So thankfully I have self-projected so I can like talk it out. But yeah, because if it was up to him, we'd be moving a whole lot slower than we already are. So those three things at the beginning, your energy type, your strategy, and your authority, I believe are really what make up your authentic identity. And I'm obsessed with authenticity. I think like it is the good life, it's the main character life, it's the one where you know how you move in the world, what you want to do, what you don't want to do, what your boundaries are. Um, and you get to play around with your creativity. Like I'm obsessed with authenticity, and living authentically is what has really aligned me with purpose. And even better than authentic life is an authentic on purpose life. And yeah, there's just nothing like going to bed with purpose or waking up with purpose or anything with purpose. Like it's just a different experience. And so I believe that when we live authentically, we're able to start healing places that need to be healed in order to align with purpose, or to even identify what that purpose is. Because we're not living authentically. We might be just people pleasing, living for other people. How could you know what your purpose is if you haven't even spent enough time with main character? Number one. So, and those three things are really important to have integrated, really, for any of the rest of the chart to make sense, or for it to really be as impactful as it could be. There are some really cool things in human design, like, well, I guess like digestion, how you best digest like food and information could be, maybe you don't need to have everything totally integrated to like glean something from that. For example, my husband, we were mind blown by this. He is from Venezuela. He runs very warm, and like he doesn't eat warm food. Well, when we looked up his digestion with his human design, it literally said cold food. And it was like he has to, in order to digest food well, it needs to be room temperature or cold. In order for him to digest information, he needs to be cool. And can't be like in a hot environment, like give him some water, cool him off, ensure that he's always having something cool around him. And I'm like, how on earth could it have known that? But like it did, and it's so interesting. So anyways, those are like really what I focus on at first within human design, and so I'd love to go over those with you, Amanda, and see what is your authentic identity and see if it lands for you. Before we do that, I do need to like disclaimer on this, like human design is an experiment. I like to view it as an experiment in life, because we have truth within us that we can check everything that we are learning, every modality that tells us who we are. We can always get to check it against the truth that we have within us, and we are our own gurus. And so like really leaning into that. So when I share this with people, I'm like, listen, if it doesn't land, if this is your first time hearing it and it doesn't land, I invite you to like contemplate it a little bit, reflect on it. Why doesn't it land versus it does? And if it doesn't, it just doesn't, and that's okay. Like this is only meant to be empowering. Nothing about this is meant to be limiting, or putting anyone in a box. Just because like it says your energy type is my best work this way doesn't mean that that's what's best for you. Um, I will say though that for all of the experiments that I've run on my life with human design, they have turned out even better than I could have ever imagined. And same, I see the same to be true for a lot of the people that I work with. So, okay,
Hey,
now
that's so exciting. It's so fun to see all those different places that you're able to see it, with him. I mean, with digestion and, thankfully has been in tune with himself and recognized those things, right? But where this, like you said, can work in tandem with people and whatever it is that they're doing and take it or leave it or whatever. But, there may be somebody out there that is having some challenges with certain things like that, that if he didn't know that, he could be it's basically like you're fighting against yourself, right? And you're just counterproductive of, with good intention. You can still be doing those things with intention and on purpose, but if you don't know how to tap into listening to that part of yourself, or where is that sweet spot to be able to make those decisions? Because like you said, so many people have gotten away from knowing how to make those decisions on their own, and I can speak from experience that I did that as well. And we all get into this world of shoulds, and that was one of the biggest things in the language and changing your story is the should detox. And I started thinking about it even before I got into this coaching program, but I started thinking, well, who thinks that I should do this or should not do that, so it's the power of getting away from those shoulds and getting back to that true identity. So if we have a tool that's available to use that can help you recognize and get more tapped back into your heart, right? To have that mind body connection, to be able to feel into your body, to make decisions with less stress, going forward, then why not give it a shot? So I always tell people that I'm like, oh, I'm not sure if this is like, is this really legit? Is this really going to work? Maybe, maybe not. If you think that it won't, then it probably won't, right? I mean, soft talk acknowledged there, it's probably, right? It's not going to. However, if whatever it is that you're working on isn't going in the path you want, or you're looking for a way to make some improvements or changes, why not look and try something new? That's what I've loved about this is there's so many different tools out there to explore that maybe it works and jives for you and maybe it doesn't, but it's so cool to have an opportunity to see how it could. So yeah, let's totally jump in. You pulled up my birth date, and so the things that you need are the date of birth, specific time at the time of birth, and to be specific about AM or PM, people, because I originally started out doing this and I had AM, but it's actually PM, which is a big difference.
It's a big difference.
And the city and location where you were born, right?
Yes. Also, listeners, if you don't know your exact time, there are ways to figure out what your design is without knowing your exact time. It just gets a little, it's like you would have to look it up, or you can reach out to me and we'll figure it out together. But it is like an energetic thing. Okay, my friend, I am going to share my screen. I collaborate with Lindell Stewart from the Inner Institute. She has an incredible platform um, about human design and some really great like courses. If anyone is interested, definitely check out Lindell with the Inner Institute. And I'm going to take us through some of her slides that she's put together about specifically manifesting generators. Woo woo! Yay!
Little engine that could.
Yes, yes. So, oh my gosh, it's so fun. I've been doing these human design readings all week, and a lot of the bunnies I've been talking to have been Manny Gens, and it's just like such a magical energy. Like literally, like you all are just like these butterflies, just like floating around to like, oh, here's a flower, perfect. Now new flower. Like it's just so lovely, and it just, oh, it's such a good energy. So, my friend, you are a manifesting generator, and we are going to go through what that means for you, what your strategy is. Manifesting generators. This is not your chart right here, but this is what it could look like. After this, I'll send you over your report and your chart so that you can have that for your records. Um,
Okay.
our Manny Gens, as I was talking about at the beginning, are one of the energy types that have this sacral center filled in, which means they have access to the sacral life force energy on a more consistent basis than, say, a projector, a manifester, or a reflector. Manifesting generators are dynamic hybrids of manifestors and generators. And we call them time benders of the collective because they move fast You find shortcuts, you quantum leap through things. You like see something, you're like, I know how to do that better. I'm just gonna go do it better. And like I like to say, like, move fast and break things. But always, for the highest good. Multi-passionate, quick movers. Um, yeah, it's, take quantum leaps, like, truly. When we say time bending, it's like, how the hell did she get that done so fast? Like, someone I was talking to the other day, she's like, yeah, I wanted to sew an outfit. I hadn't sewed in like 10 years, but I just like pulled out my sewing machine and got it done in like an hour. And I'm like, talk about time bending. You didn't even practice sewing for that 10 years, and then you just did an outfit. Like, so many, I would need to like practice. It would take me years probably to do one outfit. So I just love that example. And you are such a Manny Jen. I see you like dancing around, and you're going for walks, and you're doing the um workshops, and then you're taking your own workshops, and then you're like making content and like just dousing us with joy. It's so good. And you bounce between creative surges and then grounded energy, which just from talking with you, I experienced
Oh,
that with,
yeah.
yeah, really good at the like enjoying that creative surge and then letting it integrate and grounding and getting centered.
Yeah.
Um,
It takes a practice
yeah.
to allow that space for that recovery and that groundedness, and not get into the space of, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that. And that's where the should detox is so important, in your words. It's like, yeah, I could do those things, and I could, it's knowing that definite yes or definite no.
Yes. Well, and the awareness that you have, like, around that it is a practice for you to take that time and to self-care, rest, and let things integrate, and to sit with the goodness, like,
Yeah.
that's huge because, a lot of Manny Gens out here are just like, I feel the passion, go, 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 and like can spiral themselves all the way up. And then like we find ourselves, that's where you might have energy to do it all the way up. But if you've never given your central nervous system a second to like decompress and chill out a little bit, that's where the burnout can come from.
Yeah, I've definitely been there.
Mm, I feel you. You are here to excite, stimulate, and innovate the collective. And I so see that in you.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yes, yes, totally. And like in your story workshops too, like I walked away excited about myself, um, stimulated to like to write more stories and to see what other cool things can I like find out about myself in this. And then really like the innovate the collective is just that's what you're doing. It's like innovation of taking these stories where a lot of people are stuck in this victimhood and bringing to light all of the goodness, the lessons, the celebrations out of that. Like it's literally innovating like life is how that feels to me.
I'll take it.
Um,
It
you'll
sounds
take it.
great.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Awesome. Okay. So manifesting generators strategy is to respond and then inform. So you respond like generators, which means life is always going to be laughing at us, and there'll be lots of things for you to respond to. So, like for projectors, it's to wait for the invitation. So I have to like literally wait, like for someone to like, here, will you please come do this thing? But like for manifesting generators and generators, it's literally like, oh, I see something that I could respond to that. Wonderful. Like I'll go do that. And it's definitely not a passive activity waiting to respond. And then the informing part is important for Manny Gens especially, um, because you move fast and you've got big ideas and you've got better ways of doing things. And sometimes people might just see that as like, she's moving fast and just breaking things. Like, what is she doing? I don't see anything coming from this. And it's like, that's where the informing piece is really beneficial. It's really just to like reduce resistance in your relationships. It's important to know though that that informing piece is not asking for permission and it's not asking for input. It's just like, hey, I just wanted to let you know I'm doing this thing, and like that is me showing you respect. And so let me do my thing because I need to, but you're welcome because I let you know. Um, When it says wait to respond and don't initiate from the mind, it's way less of a waiting for the invitation like a projector and more of like a, you don't have to be the first one to go. You don't have to be the one that's like, okay, I'm thinking of something, so I'm going to create this thing. It's like you can respond to something that's already going on that you can improve upon. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm still thinking about the last part about
Yeah.
benefit from informing others before taking action to reduce resistance.
Yeah. What's coming up for you there?
Well, I've thought that, I state what I'm doing or my intentions or my reasoning behind things all the time. And when it's unnecessary, right? So I don't have to explain what I'm doing or why I'm doing it. And I have thought and felt like I was doing that because of previous relationships
Mm.
of feeling like I wasn't seen or heard and was dismissed or disrespected or
Yeah.
feeling like I need to validate what I'm saying and
Mm.
thinking if that was, a negative, right? But maybe that's not like a response of that as much as it is that's just the way I do things.
Yeah. Or like energetically, this is what works for you. It feels better that way. Like, does it feel bad when you're informing?
Sometimes because it's like the story in my head was that I did that because that was like I need to explain it. But
Mm.
there is no actual need, right? That's a fabricated word.
Yeah, and like you don't have to wait to respond here. It just might reduce resistance or friction in
Yeah,
relationships.
interesting.
I
Okay,
love
love it.
this opportunity for a reframe on that for you because it's like, oh no, that's a power thing for you, not a and protection, but less of like coming from I have to do this to protect myself from what happened in the past to no, this is how I remain powerful.
Yeah. Okay, I love it. Okay.
Cool, cool. So the way though that you know what to respond to is by following your authority. So I'm looking on your chart really quick. Incredible. So you have sacral authority, inner authority, and so that ensures to ensure that you make the correct decisions for you, you need to wait and respond to your life from your sacral. It's guttural sounds like uh-huh, sighs, grunts, feeling of energetic expansion or block, unconscious movement that will tell you that you have or have not, or you don't have energy available for it. So, really, truly trusting your intuition, your gut there of like, and it's not like it's not going to be a mind like, well, this is a good idea because of this, this, and this. It's going to be one of those like nonverbal cues
Yeah,
or could be like, uh-huh. But yeah, it's just something that you're gonna experience viscerally rather than verbally or like with your words.
that makes sense.
Okay, good. And I love that. Like I'm a little jealous because I don't have my sacral center isn't defined and I don't have sacral authority. So it's not that I don't have connection to my intuition. I just don't have the same access to it. And have to be like way more intentional about my practices that connect me with my intuition. But then I also know
Okay.
that I have my self-projected authority, so I will be able to get to what my intuition wants. Just have to hear myself say it a little bit. Once you are clear on a decision, inform the people affected before acting. That'll just make the energy flow better. You can skip steps at your own risk, and slowing down will help you stay aligned. That's where, yeah, like you can see all of the shortcuts. And again, that's where you could be like spiraling up, and maybe forgetting to inform someone or just going so fast that like you're like, what the heck is happening to me? And it can kind of feel a little bit chaotic. So I think, really that informing piece can be enough of a breath to slow down so that you can remain in alignment. Um, just that one conversation or yeah, because it's like the whole thing of thinking about, okay, who's this going to be affected to? what do I need to say? And just that piece itself could be enough of a slow down moment for you. When you are in alignment, I don't really like agree with like the correct response or incorrect action kind of thing. What I think of this more of is your success signature. Um, because I don't think there is like incorrect or incorrect here. It's just like what feels good versus what doesn't, what feels in flow versus what is sticky and has a lot of resistance. So for you, when you are in your success signature, when you're in alignment, the feeling will be satisfaction and flow. So when you're feeling super satisfied with something, you're feeling in that flow state, take a second, look around. Where are you? Who are you with? What are you wearing? What music is playing? What are the smells? Like just getting so um acquainted and like intimate with what are all of the things happening around me as I feel this. So that way we are reinforcing neural pathways to help us make decisions align with that feeling more and more and more. Um, where it says incorrect action, other places would say not self-theme. I would say a moment to pause and reflect on what's going on is anytime you feel frustration or anger. It doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong or bad. It means that it's a second to, again, look around. Are you in the right environment? Are you with the right people? Are you doing the right things here? Or like spending your energy on the right things? That's like when we're frustrated or angry, that is a pretty telltale sign of, oh, we may have responded to something that was an energy drain or an energy suck or wasn't in alignment for us. So where we don't want to feel frustration and anger, those are powerful tools to help us get back into alignment. Gabby Bernstein talks about how like she was like, no, I don't always remain in the light, but when like if I get out of it, I snap back so fast. And I'm like, oh, I love that thought process. So like the second you feel frustration or anger, you know you have tools that can get you back into that satisfaction flow place or at least a place of neutrality. So mani-gens, manifesting generators, are here to move fast, but clarity really does come from honoring each step. So looking around to respond, who do you need to inform and doing that, and then acting on it. Any questions there? Or any comments or anything?
No, that's awesome.
Good. There are some misconceptions about manifesting generators that you might be unreliable because you change direction often. Not true. Not true. You you're here to follow your whimsy and to follow your heart and like every, next thing. I like to say like there's a lot of pressure on all of us that if we start a task, we must finish it. That is some conditioning that I know most of us grew up with. Like life tells us that, society expects that. But I would say I actually don't think that that is like that's what we have to be doing, and especially not for manifesting generators. Remove all pressure to complete tasks. Remove all pressure to complete tasks. Task completions for the others. You are for the like making something better, just working on this for a little bit, showing us shortcuts and how to do it, and then showing us how to shortcut over here, or create something. But actually one of my friends, his daughter is getting potty trained right now. He was like, she she's like, I gotta go potty. She gets on the potty and nothing's happening. He was like, it just kept happening over and over, and I didn't know what to do. And he's like, so I looked up her human design and it turns out she's a manifesting generator. And so he said, I learned that I need to remove the pressure for her to complete a task, to finish it. So the next time we went to the bathroom, she got on the potty, we sang some songs, we read a book together. And the next thing you know, she was able to go. And he was like, for the first time ever. And he's like, I really think it's because I removed the pressure for her to get it done, and she was just able to do her thing. And I'm like losing my mind because I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so incredible. A, for you, Dad, because potty training is a huge deal. We know all that. But B, this little girl is going to grow up with her dad knowing her on a level that so many of us were not understood by our parents by with.
We still don't understand ourselves today, right? So we're still trying to figure it out. So that's Yeah, it's so cool to have these tools to be able to respond to the people that are closest to us, and especially to the future generations of, giving the tools and resources that, we're just now starting to figure out.
Yes. Like a lot of us don't learn this stuff about ourselves until we're in our 20s and 30s or later. And
Yeah,
that's 20, 30 years of programming and deconditioning to work through to get to that authentic self. Now, thankfully,
yeah.
with human design, I've found it to be the gentlest form of like identifying where I can like decondition or heal myself. But yeah, without it and without knowing this, a lot of us are living in accordance with how we grew up, and it might be totally um not what was best for us or meant for us, and it can be that can lead to disease, it can lead to like burnout, it can lead to depression. I mean, it can lead to so many things when our energy is not being used in the right way. And I think about that when with one of these misconceptions, like that manifesting generators should commit to one path and stick to it. I'm like, what? That feels so wrong on so many levels. It's like putting something like this effervescent rainbow in a box and like thinking that it's supposed to stay in this box when it's supposed to just like shower the whole world and fly like the visions I have is like all like what's her name, Lisa Frank, up in my brain right now. That's what manifesting generators are to me. Like every
Like
like
stickers.
like but like not just like stickers, but like sparkly unicorns,
Yeah,
rainbow, like tons of stuff. Like you can be so inspired from it all. Like it's
it's so funny.
I'm sure there's a management out there like, please don't ever say that again. Like oh my gosh. Anyway, that's just I get lots of images. But no, you should not stick to we don't should. I offer that you don't need to commit to one path and stick to it. Misconception that you don't need to inform others before acting. You don't need to, but it will make your life easier and their life easier if you do and protect your relationships and then protect the energy around your relationships too. That is a way of so that you can have freedom as a managing with people, giving them that gift of information about what you're up to will make it that much easier for them to be like, yes, go forth and whatever you want to do. Misconception that manifesting generators are just as fast as generators and not truly different. That again is a misconception because, like we talked about at the beginning, many gens have these creative surges and then grounding energy, and it can go like that. It's like a little, yeah. What's where I'm looking for, like flux, pulsing.
Like ebbs and flows, ups and downs. Yeah.
And so it is really good to have like the practice of rest so that it is not as all the way up, all the way down. It can be more of like a upward,
Yeah.
you can feel like you have more energy. Words are hard today. Um, and then can skip the wait to respond strategy. Again, you can. You and if you do that, then you run the risk of expending energy on something that might drain you or leak out energy or lead to frustration.
Definitely done that.
I feel that. And then we have our manifesting generator gifts. These are just a few of many. You are fast, efficient, and able to get things done quickly. So good. Multi-passionate with diverse skills and interests. Natural innovators who find shortcuts, you streamline processes. I totally see that with the storytelling, the story writing. I mean, what an incredible I feel like it is a shortcut and a streamlined process to like go through an entire experience and glean so much from it that
Oh,
without
yes.
yeah, like it would take me like hours of talk therapy to get to what we got to when we did
Right.
that workshop together.
Yeah, it's so incredible that this tool is these four simple steps and it works for everything. And it always works. I haven't seen something that works that consistently. And still in the back of my mind, sometimes I'm like, well, maybe this is going to be the time it doesn't work. And I still haven't seen it. It works every time. And it's, big stuff or little stuff, like we were having conversation before the recording. I used it to in a recent relationship that ended, a friendship that just was no longer aligned, and it caused a lot of energy drain for me in going through that. However, I allowed myself that safety and that freedom to feel the feelings through it, and to be able to have this tool to, I'm still a regular person, I've gone through this training, I can help other people, but I still go through these things myself. So to have a tool that I can still use for myself to write out these thoughts, write out this story, because it goes so much faster in our head. So when we slow it down, we can write it down and go through the emotional somatic regulation reset of getting the breath in there. It really allows you to have the capacity to move through these situations. And like you said, the things are going to come up. And like you said, like Gabby Bernstein said, you may get off track, something may come up and get into that frustration or that misalignment. However, to have a tool that can get you back into that space and to know that it's consistent, I
Yeah.
mean, the simplicity there is just, it's so powerful. I'm so excited to learn about it and to be able to show it to people. So
Yes.
fun.
Yes. Thank you so much for bringing this medicine to the group and to the world. Yeah, we need it. It's been so impactful for me, and I know so many others. So yes.
Yeah.
Um, and then the last two here, strong gut responses that guide aligned action. I love that so much. And then ability to pivot quickly and stay in momentum. And that really is such a huge gift. So many people, when they pivot, they need to take some time to reset, get themselves like ready to go. And our manifesting generators are just like, okay, new thing, let's go. I got the energy and I've got the vision. So yeah, so that's really what I go over in these like mini human design readings. And those are the pieces that I find to be so impactful when it comes to living an authentic life. Um, and then there's just so much with human design, as with all of these different modalities. So it's good to chew on it and then maybe come back to it and like learn something new. I wanted to look at something else that you have here. So do you mind if I read some of the other things?
No, go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead. Let's do it.
So your profile, this is how you see yourself in the world and how other people see you in the world. So the first number is how other people see you, and then the second number is how you see yourself kind of moving. So your profile is a 1-4, and you progress in this life by researching and deepening your interests until you create a solid knowledge base and formulate a theory. When you have it, you get others to test it, and with their feedback, you are able to refine your theory until it works. So, 1-4 profile is the fusion of the investigator and the opportunist. I also have an investigator profile. This combination endows you with profound drive for foundational understanding, paired with an innate ability to network and connect with others. Facts. Your energy oscillates between deep introspection and sociable engagement, making you both a seeker of knowledge and a builder of relationships. So, as an investigator, which is your first line, you possess an intrinsic need to delve deep, seeking foundational knowledge in any area that captures your interest. You're not one for half measures when it comes to understanding. You require a solid base, thorough comprehension before you can feel comfortable moving forward. This investigative nature means you're often well informed with a rich reservoir of insights to share. On the other hand, the opportunist, your fourth line, brings a social dimension to your profile. You have a natural ability to connect with others, often forming stable and long lasting relationships. These connections are not just social, but are also a means through which you share and exchange knowledge. Your networks serve as both a source of support and as platforms for mutual growth. The synergy of the 1-4 profile can be seen as a bridge between solitary research and communal exchange. While you deeply value your alone time for study and introspection, you also recognize the significance of sharing and learning within a community. Your relationships often become the channels through which your foundational knowledge finds practical application and resonance. In essence, as a 1-4 profile, you are both the dedicated researcher and the relational anchor. Your journey is characterized by deep dives into understanding, complemented by the rich tapestry of relationships that you weave around you. Embrace this interplay of knowledge and connection, for it provides a balanced and fulfilling path through life.
That's me. I
Yeah.
love it. I love that. And that connection and community is definitely a place where I thrive and enjoy connecting people and sharing knowledge.
Yes. Yeah. I feel so lucky to be connected with you, because I do get to glean all of the amazing knowledge that you share with a group that you've like done all the research on. 'Cause even in our conversations, like on here and on our podcast and just outside of it, like none of it is half baked with you. It is all like fully formed like thoughts and information, and like the depth of information that you have in the way that you present it is truly a gift, and it is unique. And so I just love that you naturally bring it to the collective.
Yeah, thank you. It's a cool thing that people can tap into as another resource, that's out there that can give you tools that are, you can take it and use it how you want.
Yes. I'm like really interested in these things that kind of feel like soul speak to me.
Mhm.
I love both the practical like stuff I can do with my conscious mind, but a lot of this stuff I read and I'm like, okay, it lands somewhere consciously for me, but I also trust that it's landing subconsciously, and that I will get like downloads and information as my brain just kind of integrates it, because it is about me and it is an energetic exchange even learning this, and like putting my energy towards learning something about myself that's telling me about my energy. And so yeah, so that's another piece where it's like there's so much to learn, and your soul will know when when to learn more, or like what it needs to like pick up on. Our subconscious minds or subconsciousness gathers a lot more than our conscious minds do, for us to even access. And it's cool, like with human design, because like there's so many crossovers. So like in astrology, learning about the different pieces of your natal chart and all of that, like there's a lot of the same language used or the same themes for each person. And I tell people all the time, like, you can have faith and learn about your human design. You can follow astrology. You can follow the I Ching, like just all of these different things, because there is so much synergy, and there's also so much space. Like it's not here to confine anyone. I think they actually inform each other a little bit, or could. So
Yeah, I love that so much. So if somebody wants to reach out to you and get a human design reading and learn more about how they can incorporate these different modalities to help them live, make decisions, and trust their inner knowing, where will they find you?
yes, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, Cherry on Purpose. Also check out the podcast I co-host with Silver Luna called Going Goddess, and the handle for that is Going Goddess Podcast. We're on Spotify and YouTube. But yeah, for the human design stuff, Cherry on Purpose is the best way to get in touch, and then I'll send you a link and we'll do it together. I'm offering no cost for these many human design readings. I just want as many people as possible to connect with their most authentic self. And I think this is a great first step. Goddess on Purpose is a 4-week coaching experience for women who feel like they've outgrown their old patterns and are ready to move forward with clarity and self-trust. Inside, we move through 4 themes: awakening, healing, alignment, and magnetism. So you can stop second guessing yourself and start choosing your life on purpose. Each week includes live group calls, guided practices, reflections, and a private support space, all designed to help you feel grounded, clear, and confident in your decisions. This is a beta program and is intentionally small and high touch. If you feel like you're in a transition and you're ready to move forward deliberately, reach out and I'll send you the details. Welcome to your main character era.
If this conversation is lighting something up in you, if you are feeling that pull to go deeper, I want to invite you into my coaching space. Whether you are just starting to untangle old stories or you are ready to fully embody your next level, your quantum leap, I offer one-on-one sessions or a transformational 4-pack designed to help you shift fast and with real support. My coaching blends nervous system work, breath work, and story alchemy. So you're not just learning, you are living your breakthroughs. You can book a free 30-minute intro call to see if it's the right fit for you. Email me at back2, to love me@gmail.com. That's back2the heart to love me@gmail.com, or find the link in the show notes below. Let's get you back to the heart, because that is where your power lives.